Hello and welcome back to Jacob's Toys 5 minute figure reviews. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. And here we go, here is Tarantula in the Spider-Man Retro carded wave. Now this wave was made up of a handful of retro cards, including this one and some others. But let's get him out of the box and let's take a look at Tarantula. So here he is, and this is it. This is what you get. There's no additional accessories or anything like that. It's just, yeah, it's just him. But it's Tarantula is a highly anticipated and sought after figure. Now these are his toe spikes. They're kind of soft rubber here, so they do bend a little bit. You're not going to snap them off or anything like that. And they're incorporated into the base of the foot, so they are not going to just fall out or anything like that. And it's Tarantula at the end of the day. Now this is a character that's been around since the mid 70s. He essentially he was just like a martial artist and had spikes in his feet and also had claws as well, but they've not shown us that. The face sculpt is absolute fire. It really does. It just looks just like he did in the comic books. It's a shame that it's pinned because you've got the black dots here of the pins, which you can see on the underside of the arm, which is a shame. But the actual design of the suit and the design of the character is pretty much spot on. Now this is one we haven't seen for a very, very, very long time in figure form. I think it was back in the Toy Biz days when we originally got him. I'd have to look that up, but he's one that a lot of fans have been crying out for to kind of go with your classic Spider-Man villains because, as I said, he's been around since the mid 70s, but he has had many forms. There's been lots of people that have kind of taken on the mantle of Tarantula, but this one is based on his first appearance. So that was, what was his name? Someone, Rodriguez, I think it was. I can't remember, but this is basically, I mean, there's an iconic cover where you see Tarantula kind of like ripping away the side of a boat or a ship or something with his toe spike, which doesn't sound all that lethal, but he's going up against Spider-Man. And of course, giving him the name Tarantula made him sound more dominating and, fearful than Spider-Man. So it's a Spider-esque villain with a scary sounding name. Now, personally, I think this is going to be a popular one just for those collectors because he is that classic Spider-Man villain. But it's a shame that they didn't put him on a pinless body. It would have been really nice if they'd just gone that extra mile and given him to us as a pinless figure. He's got the butterfly joints in the shoulders, which allows for him to get into some really cool positioning. And he doesn't fall over when you stand him up because of those stupidly long spikes on the end of his toes. Now, it looks ridiculous. Of course it looks ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, it's how the character looked. So if you're just standing him on your shelf in like a vanilla pose, he sticks out quite a bit because they are quite long. But if you're posing him for like action figure photography and kind of getting him to do like a flying kick or something, they look absolutely epic. Like I said, the real disappointment for this one for me is the pin, the big black pins. Now they have to be black because of the top half of the arms, because they correspond with the lines in the design of his suit, but then because they're black pins, the underside of his suit is red and they're big black circles, which is a shame. But the detail of this one definitely goes into the paintwork. It's pretty much how he looked on the comic books. I can't really fault it. It's got a nice design and it kind of matches how he looked in the comic books. That's really what's going for him in this one. But yeah, it's also a shame that he's got this big like hole in his back that's completely unnecessary because there's no kind of backpack or anything that goes with him. I suppose if you're using flight stands you could use that to position him, so that's probably what I'll do. But I always think it's a shame when they leave these big kind of peg holes on figures that don't actually require anything going in the peg. Couple of additional hands as well, maybe showing off the claws wouldn't have gone amiss. We've just got those two closed fists, but we're addressing the fan service. People have been asking him for so long. We finally got him. There's a Tarantula for your shelves. I like him. I'm quite pleased that we've got him, but pretty much what you see on screen is what you get. So, not a huge amount to kind of write home about. But yeah, if you're a Spider-Man collector or if you're like a classic comics collector, then I suppose Tarantula would definitely be up there as one to pick up because he's been around for quite some time. That's about all I've got to say about him. He's not the worst in the wave, but he's no way by any means necessarily my favourite. I've definitely got figures that I do prefer in the wave. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of those things. All support to the channel is very much appreciated. So, until next time, I'll see you soon.